Welcome to the Smith Publicity, all things book marketing podcast. The best tips, insights, and advice from the best in the publishing industry.
Hello, and welcome to the Smith Publicity podcast, all things book marketing. I'm your host, Michela Della Monica, and joining me today is CEO Dan Smith. We have a very special guest and former Smith Publicity client with us, best-selling author whose main tool of success was through social media. Please welcome Jane Morris. Hi, Jane.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We're really, really excited and really looking forward to our discussion. Just a quick introduction. Jane Morris's best-selling book, Teacher Misery, Helicopter Parents, Special Snowflakes, and Other Bullshit, reached 1,000 on the Amazon charts out of 8 million, which is a pretty great accomplishment, and has received rave reviews from a number of New York Times best-selling authors. So great to have you on.
Thank you so much.
Now, we'd love to hear your success story in marketing your book on your own and building such a following on social media, and how you got to be a bestseller on Amazon. Let's start from the beginning, the book title. Now, it's extremely important to come up with a catchy, attention-grabbing book title, and I really think you nailed it here.
Oh, thank you. I always had the first part, Teacher Misery. That was always very clear. And then it was coming up with the subtitle. And to be honest, I just did so much research looking at other books in similar categories, which was basically the humor, looking at other books that were very punchy, irreverent, similar kind of sarcasm, and I used a similar format but put in more of what my book is about.
And Jane, just two, one I guess one observation and then one question. I think one of the things I really like about the subtitle, which again, I think you hit it right on the head, is when you have the special snowflakes, people are going to instinctively wonder what is she talking about with that term, which I think is great because it makes people more interested in a book when they think, like, what the heck is special snowflakes? So I think that was a brilliant idea on your part to have that in there. And the question I had is, did you run into any problems having the word bullshit in the title?
Sometimes lately I've been thinking about, should I change that to just BS? And it's sort of too late now. The book is out there, but if I was ever picked up by a mainstream publisher, I would think they might want to change it, just for it being out in bookstores, on tables, and things like that. But as far as any kind of actual issues, the only issue I had was when I made a page on Facebook for the book, they won't let you have a page title with profanity in it. So I just had to go back and change it to BS. But other than that, I wanted people to know when they read the subtitle what they were getting into. This was not going to be a cutesy teaching book. This was going to have profanity in it, telling it like it is. I have a dirty mouth, and this is not, what you usually get from a teacher, which we're supposed to be super appropriate at all times. And most teachers find that refreshing about the book, that I don't hold back. So I think that if anyone who has an issue with the language, that's their fault. They should have seen it right on the front cover.
Great, thanks. And I was assuming that you could, when necessary, do exactly what you said, like turn it into just BS instead of using the full word. But thanks for that those insights.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure there's a ton of people out there, a huge audience that can definitely relate. I think not just teachers, but stay-at-home moms and just professionals in other careers that definitely, think the way that, the book is written in the tone and using, bullshit and just frustrated terms. And they just want to, be able to say it each day. So it's definitely relatable across all boards. But definitely, one thing I really want to get into today is your social media. Since it's been very, very successful and you've grown a huge following. With your Instagram account, there's over 67,000 followers, which is tremendous. And I'd love to know, how you got there. Which platform did you create first?
I started with the Instagram, and I put most of my effort into that. I just threw in Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook because everyone prefers a different medium. And on Instagram, when you post something, you can link all those accounts so they just automatically go to those other platforms. But for me, being able to do something visual on Instagram and use pictures and take pictures of tests that kids take where they write crazy things is very helpful to me. It doesn't always translate well to Twitter because Twitter is, the first thing you see is just the text. And it's 140 characters, so a lot of what I write gets cut off. And I don't have much of a following on there, but for the few people that prefer Twitter, I have it on there. So it really all started with Instagram.
And Jane, how do you know how effective turning followers into buying customers? I know that may be difficult to know or measure. So do you know? Were you able to turn a good number of followers into buying customers, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, most of my sales have been, I believe, my Instagram followers, because a lot of people comment when they review the book or they let me know how they felt. They've been following me for a long time on Instagram, and so that made them want to buy the book. And it's more of the same humor, and you're just getting more from the same person. I think there's a few things with that. Is I had kind of a long-term integrated strategy. I've been working on this book for a long time. I had to be very patient and not bombard people. I didn't even tell anyone I was an author or that I wrote a book for the first year and a half that I was building the Instagram. It was just there for me to make jokes about my job. I didn't want people to, I think people are weary of being marketed to and don't want to follow you if you are going to sell them something. So I just wanted people to follow me because they feel the same way and it's just fun. And I just slowly built it through that as I'm just there to be a comedian. And I kind of threw it out there right before the book came out. Just want to let you all know that I have this book coming out and, in a couple of weeks. And then there was such a surprise and so much excitement rather than saying this is going to happen sometime in the future and keep annoying people about it. So I think that was important to not sell myself as an author at first, but really just an expert in teaching and making jokes about what teaching is like.
And
I understand.
Michaela, I know you as a social media specialist can certainly probably talk about the importance of not being too promotional.
Yeah, and I definitely think your strategy there is brilliant in terms of really building that following first and really just, getting your audience on board with, teacher misery in general and the account and all of the hilarious memes and photos and captions that you post up there. And then, at some point announcing this book is coming out and getting the excitement around there. I think that's a tremendous strategy to really, learn from. In terms of your Amazon reviews, did you have the same approach to that? Sort of asking your followers to rate and review? How did you go about that?
The main way that I have built the the great, mostly 5-star reviews on Amazon is I don't ever ask publicly. I don't just say to everybody, go, if you liked my book, go rate it. What I do is people send me private messages all the time, saying a whole bunch of really great things about the book, and I just immediately thank them and I say, please put this on Amazon. It really helps so much. And I think that people don't think to review things. I don't. I very rarely review things, and I'm an English teacher and I love books. I have a lot to say about every book I read, but it just doesn't occur to me to take the time. So once you make that personal connection with someone who's already telling you they loved your book, I think they feel a sense of obligation, and they go and do it, and then they can't wait to come back and let you know, hey, I did this for you. And I also, when a lot of people will just comment that they loved it. So I will send them a personal message. I don't want other people to see it because I don't want to look desperate. So I send them a personal message saying, hey, I saw that you commented that you loved the book. Would you mind just saying that on Amazon? And that's pretty much how I got most of those 5-star reviews, is people just coming to me personally and telling me they loved it. And I'm just like, please go put this on Goodreads, go put this on Amazon. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely agree and think that goes a very long way when you connect with your fans personally and individually, reaching out to them and personally thanking them, and just, a polite message asking for a short rating or review. That definitely goes a long way, and it's shown for you. So congratulations in doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and another topic I wanted to touch on today was contests and book giveaways. How often do you do those, and if at all?
It is hard trying to figure out how often to do that kind of thing, because again, I'm weary of annoying people. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's so funny. Every time I post a contest, there's always a bunch of people that comment, oh, she wrote a book? Oh my goodness, I didn't know. And I'm like, how could you not have known? I've posted about it so many times. It's in my profile, but they might be a new follower, or they just might not be checking Instagram very often. So it is important to do it somewhat often, but to find that balance so that people don't think, oh, all this account is about is her promoting her book. So I've been trying to just mention my book somehow once a week. And it's not always a contest or a giveaway, but it'll just be a screenshot of a comment somebody made, or something from an article that was published, or I post some kind of joke and then comment underneath it about how this sounds just like my book. So I just try to mention it once a week. And the contests I've been doing probably one every other week. I've been doing some just on Facebook, some just for Instagram, the different mediums. I do their, different contests. I've been doing some, signed copies that I mail. The ebook giveaways is really easy because it's digital. So I've done that. I'd say about every 2 weeks I do a contest, and people really get into it, and that's a great way to gain more followers, because you just make the rules of the contest. All you have to do to enter is, tag this many people, and then that's getting that many more people to know about your book. So that has been a really great way to just get more followers and get more attention.
Jane, could you give a quick example of a contest?
Sure. Well, I recently did a contest for 5 signed copies of the book, paperback, that I would mail. And I just said, I posted a cover of the book, and I said I have 5 signed copies I'd love to give away. All you have to do is tag 3 friends in the comments. And so I had hundreds of people that tagged friends. Some of them did more than 3. A lot of them commented, I want this so badly. It's hard to pick winners. And in fact, everybody knows how much I love dogs, and that's kind of like an ongoing thing with in my life and also on social media. So I actually picked the winners by who had a cute dog in their profile picture.
Oh, that's creative.
I really don't know how else to. I started thinking I'll pick somebody who has a large following and maybe they'll talk about it. But, I'm like, you know what? Let's just do cute dogs. And after I announce the winners, which the next, I'll say ends tonight at midnight. And the next day I'll post, these are the winners. And I explained, I picked them because you have cute dogs in your profile picture. And I probably should have been more careful because a couple of people were international and I didn't really pay attention to that. And it cost a lot more to mail those books.
Great tip.
Yeah. I mean, not that I don't want the book to go international, but, depending on how much money you have for the mailing process.
Just to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So many people will say, oh man, I really wanted that book. Well, I'm going to go buy it anyway. So it's something that's really great.
Awesome. Yeah. So for our listeners there, just, a recap of the contests and giveaways and what to keep in mind is to really, make up rules for them to follow. Be sure to tag so-and-so, the amount of followers you want to, create as a rule, 3 to 5. Be sure to, copy and paste this link or, stay tuned for midnight when I announce, just to keep some rules in line so that your followers have something to follow and to look forward to when your announcement of the winners are made. So thank you, Jane, for that and for joining us today. Really, really great conversation that I'm sure we could just talk about for hours and hours and get deeper into. But that wraps things up for us today. And again, thank you so much, Jane.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jane.
Yep, and you can continue to check out Jane Morris's book, Teacher Misery, and learn more about it on her Instagram account @TeacherMisery and on Facebook.com/TeacherMisery and on her website, TeacherMisery.com. That's all for us with all things book marketing with Smith Publicity. You can continue this discussion with us on Twitter @Smith Publicity and on Facebook.com/Smith Publicity. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.